You've said some wonderful things about your father, and we'd like to just play one of those because I think it puts in perspective the reverence that you have for him and what you've learned from him, and sort of sets aside this nepotism issue when you realize how true to the Lord and the Lord's calls he is.
I do not know what to say of my father that would not embarrass him, except that I love him and that I sustain him. At the risk of being too personal, I will say that as I watch him grow older, my mind goes back to days when we were little children, when he would lie on the floor and wrestle and play with us and lift us in his arms and hug us and tickle us, or pull us up into bed with Mother and him when we were sick or frightened in the night. My memories of him will ever be of laughter and love, of steadiness, of testimony, of relentless hard work, of faith and fidelity. He is kind and wise, and I am blessed beyond measure that I not only sustain him as my prophet for this season of mortality, but that I also claim him as my father, now and throughout all eternity.
Wonderful tribute to him, and I think a real lesson for members of the church to see that you could see him in both of his responsibilities.
I talked to Elder Cook. As I said, he and I became very close in my early months as a general authority, and as you know, I had an accident with my eye, and so I didn't give my first talk as a general authority until a year after I was sustained. And I said to Elder Cook, "You've been through this before, what do I say?" And he gave me some wise counsel. He said, say something, we all do, to pay some kind of tribute to your parents. I don't think I'd have done that. I think it would have been a little bit sounded self-serving, perhaps, but he encouraged that, and I'm grateful he did. And I said, right after that little clip, I said some things about Mother, as I recall. But Dad was just a very normal father. People so often say, what was it like to be the son of a prophet growing up? And I said, well, I wasn't. He was a stake president. But I think the best answer I finally come to with that is that it was like growing up in the home of any man who honors his priesthood and loves his wife and children.